Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and good evening and good night for everyone. So today is first class for business research methodology. So we have total and plus PhD and master student around 30 students from most of them are actually international students. For example, PhD. As the registered, we have 21 PhD students, only 5 from local students. Okay, so we have multi-country uh, covered, not just only in ASEAN, but we are covered on the Asia also. So most of our PhD and master students are from China and from Arabic country, and mostly for Arabic country from UAE. Okay, thanks to choose UPSI and Faculty of Management and Economic for your further study, either PhD or master. We also have a few from other students, not from Faculty of Management and Economic, basically from FPE. So FPE stands for Faculty Management and Economic. We have background on business and entrepreneurship departments. So have financial and accounting department and economic department. And we have a few that I mentioned earlier. So we have also have a few others outside from FPE faculty to join our class. Okay. So before we start, I need to discuss, not discuss, I need to inform because I will be share the sounds like slide and video according to our assignment. Okay, so we not focus directly tonight for discuss about assignments and your assignment especially, and to cover either you pass or fail this subject, because I have already recording videos and notes. I think that I need to share after class, so you can listen through the video and through the handout to understand about the assignment. Then for the next week, I will be discuss on that matter, because that some of repeating question when I try to explain directly about our assignment. So I changed my approach for this semester. I give the video and handout, so you try understand through that material, and then we are specifically discuss about the assignment by next week. So I have reason also why I need to discuss by next week, because I believe that a few our members classmate is not joined tonight, so maybe they have a problem on the registration. I noticed that one person's from China WhatsApp me. We have around 6 students cannot be registered for the business research method. Okay, so I get the solutions. So by tomorrow you can ask the faculty or the IPS to registrations. I noticed we have some issue why you cannot be registered. The issue is why you actually cannot be registered, because our class is full. That's the reason. When I check the system, why you cannot be registered, because our total numbers are already full, meaning that our class is already full. So we need to open the system by tomorrow to add the numbers of limit. So no issue, because I already mentioned about the admins. You can open quite number, so it's not just limited number. So everyone can be join this class. Okay. In order to pass this subject, first is about your attendance. Second, about your task. You need to complete the task. Never mind that I already mentioned. I will be share the notes and handout about the assignment that you can refer that handout and video in order to understand about assignment. Okay, full stops. Okay, so detail next week will be explained. Okay, all the assignment is individual. It's not group assignments. Okay, every is individual assignments towards your thesis. Everything about our assignment based on your thesis, your topic. I don't have the specific title or topic in order to make assignment is general task. Everyone need to follow specifically based on our progress on thesis. I know that you are most of you actually semester 1, but we need to learn how to write in chapter 1, 2, and 3. For your information, all students, and if you are UPC students, you need to pass this subject, business research method. No grading for A, B, C, and yes, we have grading for the MBA student, for the master students. If you are master by research and PhD student, we are actually only pass or fail. But for the MBA, specifically or MBA student, we have grading A, B, C, something like that. Okay. The assignment is same, but I know that I can be control the level, and which is the master student, PhD student. Okay, so don't worry for the master student. So we don't have limit actually, because the knowledge about the research method, we cannot be differentiate between master and PhD. So all the knowledge, all the sharings, all the notes actually covered, or actually we call that a research methodology. So research methodology is not just open and specific for the PhD student. So you are a master student, you are a lecturer, you are a researcher, or you consultant, you can learn about this research methodology. Because we are from Faculty Management and Economic, quite what we call that consistent, or quite known titles of the methodology. We have a few type of the research methodology. For example, education research methodology, psychology research methodology, engineering research methodology. Because we are from FPE, so the most title are most suitable represent on FPE actually business research method. But basically, we are actually learn about the research methodology. Okay. Don't worry about the title about business. So you are from finance, you are maybe from accounting, from human resource, maybe other faculty from the technology faculty of TVET faculty. So I will basically learn about the research methodology. And so don't worry about the title according to business. And then because the business to represent on our faculty, Faculty of Management Economic. Okay, today for the first day. First day actually I try to give some, it's not totally motivation, and but it's quite norm to everyone. So this is the place, this is the time to you to ask any question. Okay, please, because we are come up with the online class, so I don't want to a one-way communications, and so we are postgraduate students, so we are matured students, so you have very good experience in the industry. You know about the how important research and development R&D in our world, and your government or private organization, government agency, how that's important on the research. I believe that this is not new. Okay, you have maybe have experience regarding towards your master, your work specifically. Maybe you have specific research grant, you are leader of research grant, or you join a member research grant, you are participate on the R&D. I believe this is not new for you towards understand about the research. But I need to add on this subject. We call that academic writing. So this may be a little bit different. So how to write good and thesis or dissertation on level of PhD and master. So we are covered both. Yes, our topic is business research methodology. Should be we discuss only methodology, but I think so because we don't have the specific class on the academic writing. So that's why I try to what we call the blend our approach for this subject, methodology, and also you need to understand how to write in chapters, in every single section from the chapter. For example, chapter 1, how to write introduction for 1.1. How to write 1.2, research background. 1.3, problem statement. 1.4, research objective. 1.5, research question. Every single section we need to discuss how to write in your thesis. Okay, that for me is more important because we learn about methodology. At same time also we need to know how to write a thesis. And your assignment also need to fulfill requirements in order to write chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. I repeat, don't worry too much about your assignment. I not be what we call the predictions. You need to complete the all chapter. You just send to me, whatever you have done in chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3 in progress. It's not meaning, sorry, this not mean complete, in progress. Okay, maybe you have write a few things on the chapter 1, maybe not all section, but a few section you have done. Okay, so you also learn how to write chapter 2. It's not fulfill every outline, but you have proof that you have do some effort to write a few section on literature review. Also in our class, we learn about methodology. So you write a few, for example, you have done on research design. Maybe you not write too many page, but you have proof that you can write a few section based on your understanding. That's it. Okay. So because I want to, I need actually everyone can show to me about what actually you understand about introduction, literature review, and methodology. Okay. So I repeat again, it's actually progress, in progress. It's not complete all section. Yes. Why? Because you asked me someone. Okay. But this one is really important when you need to write a thesis. Basically, our what we call that short target, and our mission short target is actually you need to propose a defense before semester 3 or semester 3 before, meaning that end of the semester 2 or semester 3 you need to propose a defense. Okay, but it's okay if you actually before you register for semester 2. I have a few my student before they are register semester 2, they can also make a proposal defense. Realistic time lah, not this month or next month, too fast. Let's say you are registered in October, you propose a defense October. I think the not realistic. Maybe you can present after during semester break. Before you register semester 2, you can make a proposal defense if you can complete for your chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. Meaning that after you have done this class business research method, maybe you work hard, you can complete all chapter 1, 2, and 3, and then you can communicate with your supervisor in order to finalize, set a time towards of the proposal defense. Okay, so we go to the first slide. Okay, the first slide is something like this is the time should be I'm share. This is common every semester when I start this class research method. I start with this what we call that, these introductions. Okay. Okay. I still waiting. Okay. Regarding question. Okay. From our section in chat area. This is a Zoom platform online. So you can go to the chat area. You can ask anything about PhD, about master, and about research method. Maybe you have some question, maybe you don't have the answer. Somehow that you still cannot get the some information. Maybe you have some questions blur or confusing and about our thesis, PhD. For example, I give you one important information. Okay. Are you know that for PhD student, you need to write around 80,000 words. Meaning that in terms of your thesis, you need to write 18,000, 80K, 1,000 words. Okay, so that thing, if you want to ask anything related or others question, also you can ask in the chat area, because this first week I need to make just general about research. So you have, at least you get some general information about what is research. Okay. Okay, number one, according to slide, okay, postgraduate elements. So I already share in the WhatsApp group about chapter 1 slide. Maybe we take 1 to 3 weeks to discuss chapter 1. Maybe we try if we can complete by next week, or we need 3 weeks to cover chapter 1. Okay, it's common. And because of we are first semester, at least you need to get some step and understand the process. So that's why I just to make a very what not slow, but too flexy, in order to explain and share to us on the introduction. So we need maybe 1 to 3 weeks in order to cover for the chapter 1. Then we are covered for chapter 2, and then the major part is about the research methodology. So a lot of week actually we are covered on research methodology. But before we go to the specific methodology chapter, we need to start about introduction and literature review. Okay, number 1 is skill development. Okay, number 1. Now, you actually register as PhD and master student. Because you are go to the UPSI, then you get the metric card. Students, now you are students, okay, maybe you get scholarship, okay, maybe you based on loan, or you have actually part-time student, and so you need to balance towards work and study. But first thing first, you should be know that you actually are researcher. You are researcher right now. Okay, you are not student. Okay, during my class, please forget that you are PhD student and master student. You actually are researcher, and we need do a research. Okay, if you not represent as researcher, maybe you represent as a position in your workplace and organization. Maybe you too humble, too much humble, because you think you are only master and PhD student, especially for the fresh graduate. Okay, so I hope from our class, everyone should be represent yourself as a researcher. Okay, now I talk with brother and sister. You and me, we are actually same, because we are researcher. Okay, that's number 1. Rules number 1, you are researcher. So you and me, we are together are researcher. In order to be a researcher, you need to have skills. Yeah, you need to have skill. Okay, manual or conventionals and technology. Okay, we talk about the conventional and technology. Conventional is something like standard or manual approach. You read thesis, you read article journals, and one articles to another articles, and 10 article, 100 article, 1,000 article, and also thesis, 1 thesis, 2 thesis, 5 thesis, 100, 200, 300 thesis. You read a lot of thesis and article journals. Okay, but during this PhD and master, you should be know that how to make fast read article, how to good to read books. You have need to skill to read article journal, how to make memorize, how to make sure you understand whatever you read from the book research methodology, article journal. This is a skill also. That's number 1 skill. I believe, okay, if you don't think it's important, until 4 or 5 years, you just read and read. Okay, you just read, same like you read general books. Okay, and no, if you want to be a researcher, we are very analytical. Okay, every single words can represent interpretation and a meaningful in many, what we call that, meanings, meaningful of meaningful of that specific area. Specific meaning that, for example, the words significantly. If you are not researcher, we are common or general people in outside there, or public people, significantly is something like, oh, this part is a significance. And to practice, significant to do your routine in your life. Okay, these are common general words. But as research, the word of significantly is actually represent on quantitative research. Meaning that if you have objective question, and hypothesis. Okay, from these three, we can come out the result. This result actually significant or not significant. From your reading through abstract or executive summary, the result shows that A and B show the relationship or influence or effect significantly. As researcher, we understand what meaning of significantly. That's the difference. Okay, another words, for example, this is common in your life when you talk with your friends and when from your works in order to explain to the customer regarding your team members among employees. So somehow that we mention and we interpret certain thing. Okay, we make this one. Every company need to practice this because going new phenomenon, new phenomena. Okay, but in our research, in the R&D or research term, phenomena is actually most of phenomena using for qualitative research. Okay, for qualitative research, very limited research from article and thesis. From quantitative research, discuss about phenomena. But in realistic, in terms of research, we can divide by two. We have phenomenon. Phenomenon, knowns and unknown. We have known and unknown. For example, if this topic, this area is not new, everyone talk about this. Very easy to understand this topic because can represent a theory, we can represent element, factors, concept, every single from Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand, China. So easy to get literature review, everything, this one, easy to get the information. So if this setting, this situation, we call that phenomenon is known. Fenomena yang telah diketahui. It's something like can be more suitable for quantitative research. Okay? But this is a very new phenomenon. Okay? So not many people knows about this one. If we know, but we are not really understand. We as a researcher, we need to clear and deep understanding. Okay? Because we notice very difficult to get information. You try to make search, do the general search, advanced search, try to find that this thing and try to get the article thesis. Very difficult to get similar thesis, similar article represent this specific topic. In this situation, phenomena we call the unknown phenomena. The most suitable methodology you use is qualitative. The words of qualitative and quantitative is actually, we have two words, quantity and quality. In order to get very good, especially on the quality, it's not easy. Okay, in order to make a satisfaction, in order to make the real answer can represent very clear, very deep, and very holistic, is not easy. So that's why we need to get the answer or information until saturated settings. We go to the interview, we refer a lot of document, do the document analysis, and interview, but you can stop until saturated situations. Until, yes, now we are much clear towards our process in order to get the information and data. So suddenly we are much clear why this situation happened. Okay, then you can stop your data collection. That we call quality. Quality is not easy. So you need to take time. You need to identify very good process, how to get very quality data information, how to know that this one is very clear. It's not just general clear, not just only structure clear, but you need to have very detailed, deep understanding and meaningful. Then you can achieve saturation. Okay. But quantity. So another rest for the statisticals and numerical part. We call that quantitative. Okay, quantitative basically can represent something like we call that statistic or numerical. For example, using instrument questionnaire. Okay, for the primary research, if you are study on the secondary research or data, you can using the report or data from the historical. You can analyze using formula or equation, or you use the software, the automatically can to be analyze your data, but your result can be shown on the quantify, which is based on the result can identify. We have cut off to check is fit or validate in order to answer through your hypothesis or question and objective. The result meaning high and low. Maybe your result may be positive and negative. Maybe your result also support on significant or not. But it's based on the quantity, based on the quantify, numerical or statistical. Okay, you should be know that to be differentiate between quantitative and qualitative. That also another skill development. Because when you back in your industry or company, okay, maybe also from the fresh graduate, maybe hopefully, inshallah, you are joined as the lecturer. The most important thing as the researcher and in part of the skill development, you need to differentiate what is quantitative research and qualitative research. That also the skill development. Okay, we continue. I put here another word is efficient here. Okay, improve skill as researcher, more effective, meaning that now as the PhD student, 3 years, and master student maybe 1.5 or 2 years. This is a good time. You need to improve your skill development day and day. Hari ini, esok lebih baik daripada hari ini. Something like, okay. For today, we learn about research. Okay, our knowledge, maybe you make it level, for example, rating. So today, I just understand about research maybe around 5%. By tomorrow, I add another 1%. And or 0.5, 5.5%. Okay, this is your what we call your journey, your drivens, your targets, and in order to be very good researcher. Okay, so researcher is not what we call that. It's not just purpose for PhD and master. Okay, a lot of opportunity in outside there. And also many company right now hire for R&D executive, R&D manager, or related on that, for example, product development, business development in their company and organization. If you want to be a consultant or you want to be freelance, do a research and development, I think that we have a lot of the opportunity in outside there. Not just only if you are local from Malaysia, not just only you can work in Malaysia, you can work any country in the world. Because if you understand about research, you increase your skill development, you can do a research. This PhD and master is not part of you too ambitious. Too ambitious, what else? It's not part of the too overclaim. You cannot be overclaim and then over what we call that. It's about over lah, over. You should be realistic. You only have 3 years. You are a PhD student. Our expectation for the PhD student and master student is you learn about the process. You learn about the process, but we check every single process. Okay, we need to confirm that you choose very good step and process. And when we read from chapter by chapter, you present very good flow. Every single sentence and paragraph is sequent, can easy to understand. Okay, from your explanation and interpretation, is good. And go to one paragraph to another paragraph, one page to another page, one section to another section, from chapter to another chapters. You understand what actually you write. Then you can finish and in your thesis and go to the Viva. You can explain, you can present, you can answer all the examiner question, meaning that you are good researcher because you understand what actually you write. That's all. If we think that, oh, you are a PhD and master student is expert in everything, the answer is no. Because we can start to evaluate, or what you call that, measure as a researcher is after you get the PhD and master. What actually you can apply from the knowledge during master and PhD to study another topic about research. So that's why I'm not agree at all, and 100% not agree. Some students mentioned to me, this is the last part I'm do the research. After I have done my PhD, I don't want to do any research. Totally wrong. Because you just start your R&D or researcher life. You just start beginning in your life to be a researcher. So PhD is actually license for everyone to be a good researcher. You just take a license. So everyone, we need to looking after you get the PhD and master. So I hope every one of you learn about process. Don't make thesis very high expectation. Don't try to work hard, really hard, especially just enough. You can collect data in one semester or 2 semester only. Why you need to spend 3 years to make a data collection? So as a PhD, you can only propose 2 to 4 objective only. Why you need to propose 10 objective? Okay, in research is based in order to answer your objective and research question. Why you suddenly work too much? You want use multiple method. Objective number 1, using primary data. I'm using mixed method. Second objective, I'm using data secondary to study the relationship. Third objective, I'm study case study to interview a many and many company. Objective number 4, to develop the apps in order to come up a very good product or system in order to represent in your output. Too much. Okay, you should be focused. What your, there are two things different, output and outcome. So PhD is not just only output, but also we need to have outcome. Okay. So you need to focus specifically according your specific topic. Be very clear on this specific topic, which theory are suitable to represent in this specific topic, what exactly relevant data, how to get data, what your strategy data collection. That's the most important. Okay. So time to time, it's actually, I hope your question also. Actually, first month, or I think I can accept for the 2 months for the first semester. You take 1 to 2 months in your first semester, try to search and search and search to get very good thesis. Very good thesis. As researcher, okay, I can ask to my students, okay, straightforward, I need to refer your research objective. My next question is, how to solve your research objective number 1? Which thesis you refer as the guidance, and then you know that the process, how to answer objective number 1. Okay, in order to learn and to confirm your objective number 1, you can be solved is actually you learn about process. Topic, never mind. Yes, I have get one thesis, but the topic different to our topics. It's okay. But why? Because our objective number one is actually same. For example, objective number one, to identify critical success factors. Okay, I get one thesis. Okay, can represent a good thesis, and to we are follow and use as a reference, meaning that quality thesis. This thesis actually the objective number one is actually to identify critical factors of technology management. That the original thesis from maybe from Oxford's. But our title is not technology management. Our topic may be entrepreneurship and entrepreneurship development. And so, can I use this thesis as my reference in order to solve my objective number one? The answer is yes. Because we read a thesis, not follow the facts and information regarding a content. We need to learn about research process. It's good. It's okay actually. You refer different topic, but we are actually similar process. So I'm and my friend is actually same objective. But my friend topics is about technology management. My topic is actually entrepreneurship developments. We can work together and we can go to the library together. We can learn together. We can discuss together because our objectives are actually same. The difference is actually topic. Yes, meaning that you use theory on the selection theory based on technology management theory. In myself, I need to find that entrepreneurship development theory. But the process same. Our problem statement is same because we need to write problem statement toward critical success factor. Why, as a researcher, we need to study on critical success factor? What is your research problem? What is your research problem toward critical success factor? So my friends and me is actually do and plan for same problem statement because their problem also uh, to to opportunity to study on critical success factor. I'm also need to study on critical success factor, but the topic is different. Okay, so for me as senior in this matter, I always to be recommend to everyone, please find a good thesis in order to confirm your research objective. Uh, I'm really okay if you can find the thesis with a different our field. Yeah, maybe if you want to study in management, this is about thesis management, but different topic. If you find that similar topic, you tendency copy and paste. That's the issue. That's the problems. Once I try to find the same topic, same title, suddenly maybe you copy the same idea. As a research, topic is number two. The title is number two. Number one is about the process. You know how to do a research for objective number one? You know how about the process, every single process in order to solve objective number one, objective number two, and number three. That we call the efficiency. As a researcher, you know how to write a thesis. Okay, that's the number one. Number two is nature of research. Now we have technology. We have the AI, Chat GPT technology can assist us in order to write thesis. This part of technology, we cannot be run away technology. We cannot reject the technology. We need to learn about technology. We cannot run away. We need to improve, increase your skill also in the technology part. But in research, also we have nature of research. If you depend on Chat GPT 100%, you are actually good in one things, but you forget about the nature and the soul of research. You need to read and understand. Let's say I'm already read article journal about theory, one theory, X theory. Okay, I little bit understand. So I already check and investigate some of the similar study also use the same theory. So I know that this is a good recommend if you want to study about this topic in order to answer specific objective, you need using this theory. Okay, you understand a little bit about this theory. Then you use a ChatGPT in order to ask the ChatGPT how to write a simple paragraph in order to explain theory X. So ChatGPT will assist us in order to somehow you have the idea, you understand about this theory, but difficult to write. Then you use the ChatGPT to assist us in order to write in good sentence. Let's say you want to write one sentence. So ChatGPT will help us how to write very good one sentence and one paragraph. But you can know that whatever the suggestion from the ChatGPT is right or not, or just too general or to be. It's something like ChatGPT can give the good answer, but it's not really in your case and your setting. That the issue that right now right now I during the Viva I asked the question to the PhD or master student to explain specifically in this paragraph. Saya kata, can you explain, you go to the page 88, second paragraph, can you explain this paragraph, how important this paragraph to represent in your thesis? Why? Why you write this paragraph? What your understanding? Can you explain from your understanding? So from that, we can know that this student not understand what they are write. If you are nature of the researcher, the choosing of words, write in one sentence, you are understand. You can justify why I write this sentence. So I can explain how important this sentence to present in my thesis, specifically in objective number 1. I can explain. Okay. But if you are not a nature research, you just, I'm sorry to use this word, and copy and paste directly from the software and technology, but you lack less knowledge about this matter. In the end, you can complete your thesis, but you are not understand how to be a very good nature research. Okay. So that's the words I'm used, different way thinking. I cannot reject the technology. I really accept the technology, but I believe that in order to massage my mind, in order to understand certain things, I need to be realistic. Okay, I need to be realistic because in our reading from thesis and article journal is based on the truly research work. We need to go to some reading, go to data collection, go to analyze to get the data, and then we write thesis, report of article journal. This is a truly research work. Okay, that you believe that it's not easy to do a research. We need to respect the people do a research. Give us fact, give a finding to us to understand more detail about the specific topics. Okay. Number 3 is provision academia. Okay, this is some supportive important thing, but as the PhD and master student, you should be know that you are registered PhD and master in university. You should be knows that if you work in the banking, you work in Malaysia, let's say you work in the banking area such as Maybank, CIMB, Bank Islam, okay, you need to know the ecosystem, the nature, and in your workplace. You need to get understanding about the ecosystem, about the work setting and our SOP, our communication, our network antara network and connection and integrated from department to another department. You know about your stakeholders and shareholders. Okay, this is common. Is your work in one company. It is also same now you do a PhD and master in university, you should be knows that what the ecosystem and environment in university. In university, we have lecturer, meaning that one's lecturer is your supervisor. You should be know that what actually common work as lecturer. Lecturer need teach, do some research, they do consultation works, they work for the society, link to the government and industry, do a lot of collaboration, need to write report, write research grant, write article journals, need to supervise student, and need to evaluate report, need to review article journals, okay, need evaluate the proposal, somehow to be examiner. That's the work from your lecturer especially. Okay. From that, you need to understand because in academician line, you need to understand this ecosystem because if you understand what is research grant, what is a consultant, what's the innovation. Right now, a lot of postgraduate join the innovation and the poster tours on your areas. So a lot of things. Okay, why your lecturer try to hunting many research grant? Why the lecturer need to write article journals? Is related to us. Okay, why? Because after they make some work to get a lot of experience, the supervisor or lecturer will be share the same thing to us. Whatever they learn, they will be highlight to us. For example, a lecturer go to the training and courses about case study. They go learn 2-3 week class for the case study. So they get some experience and knowledge towards case study. Then uh, suddenly you are a PhD student, so during your discuss with your supervisor, but you don't decide yet which research strategy you need to choose in order to answer objective. But because of the researcher nature, lecturer nature, so your supervisor maybe I call that maybe they suggest to us to use case study. That you should be know that the situation. Okay. So as a student, you need to defend. You need to defend from your reading. You need to show your supervisor towards my reading and analyzing. Okay. Refer a lot of thesis and article journal. The best recommended research strategy to answer my objective is using survey and quantitative, for example. And in order to what we call that, to meyakinkan, is something like you need to reliable to your supervisor. This is a very good decision. You need to show to your supervisor, I'm referred this thesis, I'm referred this article journals. So from this, hopefully your supervisor can be accept. This part, another thing you need to know that we call that how you work with your supervisor on communication and negotiation. Yes, negotiation is something like hard part because you need to discuss to make a decision to your supervisor is something like you can suggest in term of good way. Some student, I'm not sure that I have a few case. Okay, this student visit me and discuss a few things about the research, and then we are discuss, and then they show me that they have read from a few thesis and article journals. So we decide together which the good research strategy in order to answer your objective. Okay, then finish in terms of to make a decision. After that, they go to see your supervisor, and supervisor directly suggest, I don't think survey is good decision. I prefer you use the case study. Actually, case study are not suitable to answer your research objective number one. But you are a PhD student and master student need to communicate with supervisor to persuade them based on your reading and understanding. But you need to show your proof. You cannot be just by voice. to show that, oh, this is the best way, the best approach, the best method in order to answer research objective. That another things you need to be learned. So please make flexible time. If you have opportunity to join about the what is research, how to write article journals, anything related chapter or section on research, you go there. So you get some feeling that understand the higher education ecosystem. Yeah, I believe right now we have a lot of the international students, maybe in your country from China and from UAE, for example, we have little bit difference approach and understanding about the research methodology and how to write the thesis. UPSI have the formatting. Everyone here need to go to IPS. You need to download thesis guideline. Everyone of you, okay, should be already. Hopefully lah, everyone already download the thesis guideline from the IPS website. So you know better what should be your right in your thesis in terms of number of word, regarding formatting, regarding setting, regarding process, regarding regulation, etc. Okay. So the I conclude first skill, number two is nature of research. The third one is professional academia. Yeah. So your supervisor, your lecturer must experience on this. Okay. You are not the first PhD students. Okay. In my case, I have more than 100, PhD and master student have complete under my supervision. I'm not saying that I'm very good, no, but I try to give the example, your supervisor have a lot of experience. Okay. So using that experience to guide yourself in order to complete your thesis. Communication and relationship is really important. Okay. If you have time, yeah, I know that the style of supervision right now, you need to write something. Cannot be go to visit your supervisor without nothing progress. Okay, you need to follow their suggestions. So you need to do your works to write in order about PhD and master is about writing. So you need to write. So you need to write. For example, you want to prepare on the research background and problem statement. Okay, and objective. For example, you need to write. Now your supervisor hope you can write very short but very clear, short and clear about your research background, problem statement, and objective. You need to complete this. Then you can see your supervisor. Okay, but just very short week, and no need 2 months, 3 months. Hopefully, you need to see your supervisor around 2 weeks. Okay, in 1 month, maybe twice or third time. And in my experience, during my postgraduate, is actually every Friday. What I call that, the supervision time with my supervisor is every Friday, 3 to 4:30 p.m. every weeks, every week. So my supervisor need get their request. I need to write at least 2 page, only 2 page every week. See your supervisor and write 2 page every weeks. That my supervisor guide me in order to complete graduate on time. Graduate on time, we call that you can complete during your submission and viva during 3 years. Okay. Okay, now this is a basic, very basic. Now it's very basic. Reading and writing, reading, writing, reading, writing, reading, writing. So I need to share based on our first week meetings. Okay. Uh it's not easy when we talk about reading and writing. And I believe that because I'm also a student before. What the best technique reading actually? We need to read all, ataupun you just read what we call that fast reading, just go to the specific page that I need more detail on this one, or so have any tips in order to read a fast reading on article journal and article journal and thesis. Okay. uh yes, we have some tips, but some tip is depend on your condition. let's say in myself, my knowledge on research methodology, okay, I'm not say that good or very good. I'm say okay, I understand little bit. Okay, I understand little bit. So I understand what is objective. I understand about what is the problem statement. I understand all the section towards thesis and article journals. So because I have understand what is thesis, what is article journal. So if you have good, why not? Sorry, if you have little bit knowledge about type of your reading from material, which is from book, article, journal, or thesis, you can go fast, meaning that you can skip a certain section because you know that this is a qualitative basically blah 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 blah. So you can go to the next page. So from this analysis you can get this thematic. Oh, okay, never mind. So you can go to the discussion. Or discussion, maybe you just read a few paragraph, then suddenly you can go to the conclusion section. Why you can be skip certain section, go to another section? Because you know that from your understanding before, basically as a researcher, if they are highlight about this matter, basically the writing style is common way. Basically it's same like this one, blah 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 blah. Okay, that's why you can skip. Okay, that's why if I want to teach you what the tips about the reading, the first thing is I need to know your conditions, your level about research. If you are conditions, I think, for example, level 1 to level 10. 10 is a very, very good knowledge on research. Maybe some of you, maybe bar 3, maybe bar 2, maybe bar 4, maybe bar 5. Every level can be have different style to make it the fast reading. Okay, but if you ask me, it's something like um in the first paper and second paper, you need to write all because you zero. Okay, then you need to understand the process. Try to find a full article, meaning that complete introduction, literature review, methodology, analysis, discussion, conclusion, but in the simple explanation, which is maybe you can start on the maybe less 10 page first. Okay, maybe you take time to read one page to another page, or you can get around 7 or 8 page. Okay, then you need to very clear one article journal. Okay, then you go to the second article. Maybe you go to second article, you can what we call that skip sentence. It's not skip page or skip paragraph. Maybe you can skip sentence. Okay, then you go to read the third article, you can start to skip certain thing. That the tips that I can be recommended. Okay. Some people just read and read but doing nothing. They just read, they show the commitment, show the efforts. Their plan today, I need to read 10 articles today. Just read and read and read and read and read and read. Suddenly, after they are complete, read the 10 article journal, suddenly they forget already. Yes, I work hard to read article journal, but suddenly you still not fully understand what is research, what is actually the process 1 to 10, for example, all process in order to research. What should the authors previously write this one? Why they need to discuss this? Why they need to what we call that too defensive? Why this study write suggestion? Why they give some limitation and recommendation? Why in conclusion we need to suggest for others research? What's meaning of research gap? What is research gap actually? Why from one article to another article, I read problem statement but different style, different approach. Why too many style to write the problem statement? So if you to be a good researcher, this is a common process. I'm also facing the same process before. Okay, some like quite tired. I read a lot of article journal. I read a lot of problem statement. Once I read more and more, I think that my understanding also increase. Lagi banyak baca, lagi banyak tak faham, something like that. Okay, so this method how is going normal. It's not only you, everyone. But we need to solve on that issue. Certain things, some people that very humble think that I read a lot of article journal, but once I read and more, I think that the numbers understanding will be increased also. Meaning that you understand also increase, you not understand also increase. Of course you read a lot, of course you can increase your knowledge, but at the same time, a lot of things you not sure also. Okay. Okay, alright. Okay, that's number 2 is regarding on start with the simple and easiest. This is some motivation lah. Okay. In order to show your progress, you cannot work on the hard thing first. Okay, this is a motivation. You need to give some motivation. At least, I want to write 1 page, 2 page, 3 page, 4 page. You can start with the simple and easiest. Okay, never mind. You just follow the some example from the thesis. It's not copy and paste, but you have the guidance example from the previous thesis, and then maybe you follow a few words and sentence from the first step. Okay, because you need to start do some writing, not just only write and write and write, but you need to write. Okay, you can start with the simplest and easiest. Okay, no matter how intelligent you are, and you are excellent actually, or intelligent you are, hard work, and you think that you have the capability, you're capable to do this because I have intelligent person, I have very hard work person. Okay, you need to believe, and we can start with the simple and easier first before you face thing hard work, hard thing, and difficult thing. Challenge yourself in order to understand from your reading. You need to start with the simple and easiest. Just beyond your current level, beyond your current level is something like maintain your motivations, maintain your dream, maintain your why you suddenly register PhD. Maybe you have your goal and targets. Please consistent. Yours just beyond. Don't downgrade yourself. Somehow student this week a very energetic. Their spirit. Yes, I need to do my PhD. I need to finish my PhD, but next week beyond downgrade, something like don't confident somehow that why I try to make decision study, I'm not ready. Sometimes somehow you think that so so it's very difficult to study independently because PhD and master by research, especially you are independent actually. You need to independent. You need to discipline yourself. You can stay at home, no problem. You can go to the library. So you can go to the coffee house or something like that. But please, beyond the current level is something like don't what you call that? Don't miss your level lah. And don't downgrade your level is something like that. Okay, cannot be highlight to the social media. For example, you show that you are a PhD student, blah blah blah. But the most important thing, you know yourself. Okay, so you have the dream. Yeah, you have the targets. So you need to fulfill your target by action. Please do something, and cannot be just hope, cannot be just wait, it cannot be dependent, and you cannot be depends your supervisor. You need to work yourself. Okay, you need to write every day. For example, if my principal, every researcher need to write at least 1 day 1 paragraph. You need to fulfill every day 1 paragraph. It's never mind a short paragraph or long paragraph. You can be write a short paragraph, maybe 2-3 sentence only, because very straightforward paragraph, maybe you can write 2-3 sentences. Maybe this is need to interpret more. Maybe you can write 1 paragraph, maybe 5 sentence, maybe 4 sentence. But you need to consistently. When you write today, you think that very difficult, very hard to write 1 sentence, but you need to learn. So today you learn too much. You buy a book of academic writing. You buy a lot of work. You download a lot of thesis and article journal in order to write 1 paragraph. I believe that tomorrow you do a same thing to write 1 paragraph is much better compared to today. Okay. Alright. Okay. Another thing is, you need to, because I'm facing a lot of PhD student. Some student, when you are registered PhD, you also increase or make it high understanding and high knowledge. The same time, your stress also high. Your blood pressure also high. Please control yourself. Okay, that's why maintain your current level. Cannot be over, cannot be downgrade. It just become, you keep your standard and become your normal. Okay, once you register, this is the first semester, you need to consistent, make a practice and make a routine based on your standard. Cannot be over. If you are over, you become a stress. If you make it slow, suddenly you are stressed also, because you check, you can see that your friend is very fast. Every 1 to 1 your friends start to propose the defense, but you're not yet right in chapter 1. Okay, but your friend already go to the proposal defense. Also you also maybe face a stress also. Multitasking. Okay, this you need to scheduling your work. Okay, yes, we have full-time and you have full-time and part-time student. So maybe you have a lot of commitment with your family, okay, with your work, okay, with your routine, okay, you need to care your family, okay. So you already make a decision. So everyone have the problem. Everyone have, you ask me, I have also problem. You have solved the problem, but you already decide. You already make decision, I need to register my PhD. So you please take your responsibility. Need to handle your multitasking. Revisiting the basic. Okay, research is not perfect through section. You write a research background. You try work hard to write your research background. Then you start to write problem statement. Okay, why I put a revisiting? When you write the problem statement, in progressing on your problem statement, you need to go back your research background to balance. Oh, if I write this problem statement that this way, I need to go back my research background to little bit improvise, because my problem statement and research background is not aligned. Okay, because research background is issues. Problem statement is about the research problem. I need to match my research problem and research issues. So issues can be important thing to to what we call that, to be to very good point in order we are propose the research problem statement. Again, so that's part how that we show that after this, if you refer the slide, we need to highlight about the research background and problem statement. So in this part, I will be detailed how to good way in order to understand and write research background and problem statement. Mistake are inevitable and necessary. It's something like everyone face a mistake. Okay, but you can do a mistake in the first, what you call that? Some people we call it the first place. For me, in the first journey, first semester you do a lot of mistake. It's okay because you need to learn on that. Some failure or mistake is proof you to learn more and make it clear and understanding. For example, if you just make it very, what we call that, very simple satisfaction. You write today, you think you write perfect. Okay, you think perfect, no wrong actually, no defects. Okay, and then you still confident that whatever you write is actually totally right. Okay, then you go and go and go and go. Don't check. We call that don't check previously whatever you write. Don't check the balancing. Don't check the alignment. But suddenly, in the what we call that, in the end process, we go to semester 6. Then you notice, your supervisor notice, your examiner notice is not. Yeah, you complete for chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, but with a lot of error, which is the error can become a major error. So that's why in researcher, yes, we can go step by step. When we go one step, we need to check previously. Either, so whatever that I write in section B is actually aligned with the section A. I go to section C. In order to write section C in progress section C, I will be check the section B and section A. How you care about your writing. Because as a researcher, we believe in order to write is based on your experientials and knowledge, which is time to time, your the way you read the article journal will be increased level of understanding. Next year, you level understanding also increase more and more. So if I can check with my students, so during the first semester, they have trouble to write the problem statement. Okay, now already semester 6. Now, if they go back in their problem statement, they can improvise their problem statement because during semester 1 and semester 6 is actually different level of understanding. They can make problem statement much clear and easier to understand before when they compare with the semester 1. So semester 1 is something like you just write and write, but you're not sure whatever you write is correct. Okay, but time to time you increase your levels. So I believe that you can improvise whatever you write in chapter 1 and chapter 2, 3, 4. So that's why I always remind to my student, don't be make totally satisfaction after you done one section. So please remember that every step you go another section, you can improvise previous section. Please take break. Okay, if until during your break time, check again previously, which is whatever you write is actually balanced and aligned. Don't wait that some strategize. They think that it's okay that I don't want to think chapter 1, chapter 2, and chapter 3. I need to go forward and forward and forward and forward. But suddenly, if you want to check and balance again from the all chapter, maybe your alignment become what you call that difficulties in order to make it improvise. Yeah, we can make it the improvise. If you time to check all part of improvise, you can be solved by easily. But if you take time, you go and go and go so far, then you return back. You want to make it improvise. I think that you take time. Some suddenly I can call that very complex and difficulties to do the improvise. So actually this is a waste time also. That's why you need to very smart in order to handling in your thesis writing. Okay. Last one is putting principle into practice. This is a common word. Many people say also mention the same thing. Okay, you need to do practice before you get the perfects. Okay, you need to practice time to time, consistently. Okay, so research is actually principle. It cannot be is you work because of generally every term you think that research background. In a general meaning, research background is something like you can write about the something like general information. You can write on the historical. Actually, wrong. Research background is not historical. You discuss about the overview of the company. No, research background is issues. Why you choose this topic? Okay, what's the issues? Research background is issues. When you are not understand what is research issue, you just understand general understanding or research background is something like you can write anything about this company, you can write anything about the industry, you can write something like the chronology or the historical about the industry or the topic. Actually wrong. Research background is issues. What the issue you want to highlight according to represent this topic. Okay. All right. I open to question. So we start on 8:30. Now already the 9:50. Okay. So towards the chat, I don't face any question. I get from Faris. Faris asked a question, how to find an idea what research to do. Okay. Faris, if you ask me regarding find an idea. Find the idea is something like, first thing is, okay, in myself, I just look a objective, then suddenly I get the idea. Okay. First, I just go to the thesis, I just see the research objective, I can get the idea. But some people, experienced people with the beginner people, so maybe we need to add another process. The first thing, Faiz or Faris, okay? Okay, Faris, you need to understand the process first, Faris. Faris, you need go one thesis or one article journal. Okay, you start with the objective. Okay, maybe article have only one objective. Maybe thesis, you have 4 objective. Okay, you go to objective by objective, Faris. You can start with any topic from thesis or article journals. You you start with objective. Suddenly you go to the objective. Oh, if I want study, sorry, let's say I want do a research study based on this specific objective. Let's say objective number 1. Okay, this objective number 1. How to write the problem statement for objective number 1? You need to start on that. Or if my objective like this, how to write problem statement? So you start study. Okay, from, let's say the author's name is Fazli. Okay, Fazli thesis, objective number 1, to identify the level. Okay, if you want to study, identify the level, how to write the problem statement? Then you go to the problem statement. Okay, this paragraph in problem statement, let's say second paragraph of problem statement represent about problem about level. Why certain area or certain topic we need to understand the status of level. Oh, if you want to study, identify the level, this the way to write the problem statement. Okay, then you go to the what you call that, the method, for example. Or if I want to study or identify the level, what method, the best method can be select in order to identify the level. Oh, if we want to identify the level, we can use questionnaire. Okay, when I use the questionnaire, from analyze is based on the mean value. Oh, when we get the result and mean value, how we need to interpret and explain from the finding. Oh, if we get this result, in order to explain the finding like this one. Okay, after we get the finding, how to discuss? Oh, in this discussion in chapter 5, you can discuss from the finding objective number 1 in this way. Then you get some understanding. Oh, I know how to do a research for objective number 1 because you already study. Okay, based on your question also, if you want to get a new idea, you need to read conclusion section. Faris, you can start read on the conclusion section from thesis and article journal because previous research can be and will be suggest for the further research. Basically, all thesis, all article journal, we need to suggest what's next. If I do a research, I need to give suggestion how to extend my study. What should be next researcher can be continue my research. So you can read in conclusion section in order to get the idea for the next topic in your research. You can start with the read from thesis and article journal in conclusion in area of suggestion. In the conclusion too, we have the summary, contributions and suggestion. Please read in the section of the suggestion. Okay. Any questions? Okay, everyone get my something like I take a lot of time to explain 3 slide only what should be done on the researcher. I hope so you can get my point of view that research, we can say that after you learn and learn and learn, research is fun. Research is a technicals. If you go all the process, you understand the process, research is something interesting. We cannot say that research is easy. I think that nobody researcher can say that research is easy. No. So research is something like interest. So many beneficial you can get after you do a research. You can increase your knowledge, you can increase your skill. Very, very, very nice experience and journey from your research. So you are very satisfied after you have complete your research. That thing like that the positive thing you can get. So we cannot say that, oh, research is easy, research is something like a simple thing in your life to do. It cannot be highlight on that. But another perspective, it's not perspective, another area that you are really happy and satisfied when you do a research. But it's not easy, but you need to learn. So in my, if you ask me that every single research grant or research or thesis in my journey, we have some pro and cons. So yes, I have very good experience, but during special project, I can learn new things. I facing the new problem. I facing the new challenge. Okay, still and still, I have done more 100 research grant. I have already done and complete more than 100 research grant, but I still certain thing I facing little bit stress. Okay, we cannot be run away as stress, but you need to control and monitor and stress because you are facing a new problem, a new challenge. But you get very satisfied when you can make it solve whatever the problem from your research. Okay, research is something really unique, brother and sister. Who will write a problem statement? Who the person write the problem statement? This is your PhD and master thesis. Who the person write on your problem statement? Yourself. Okay, and yourself, you actually write your own problem statement. Okay, from here, Ayub, you write a thesis, your thesis. Okay, in the section problem statement. Okay, Ayub, write your own problem statement, meaning that suddenly Ayub explain with your friends, so they are friends. Okay, I have terrible problems. My PhD cannot be done because very difficult to solve my research. Okay, why so difficult? Because your problem statement is very complex. Okay, this is your research. You write your problem statement by your own. Please make sure you can control, you can solve your problem based on you make it your problem statement. You are creator actually. Okay. In Malay word, is something like we call that problem statement. Kita buat sendiri. We make it our own problem statement, and you need to solve by yourself. Sendiri buat masalah, sendiri kena selesai. Okay, that's why you need to know how to write, how to control problem statement. So every single of problem statement should be 100% can be solved by objective. That the most important. You cannot be solved 90%, 80%, 50%. Whatever you write in your problem statement, you need to be solved 100%. Please control your problem statement. If this problem you cannot be solved by research, please remove. That's why during the evaluation, I'm suggest the student please delete this paragraph. Please remove. Please delete this sentence because you cannot be solved by research work. You cannot be measured it. You cannot be collect data. How to solve this problem through research. But you write in your problem statement, delete. That's really important. Please, you get some important thing today. Understanding important thing today is actually, if you want to write the problem statement, you need to solve 100%. You cannot be just write and write, but suddenly not solve. How to solve? In order to solve the problem statement is actually, you need to propose research objective, meaning that your objective can specifically solve your problem statements. That please remember and remember. This is a really important thing. Some student, I'm not sure which information you receive. Why you write a lot page, a lot of paragraph and problem statement. Suddenly you not solve all. And I always face this situation. PhD student especially write more, maybe 5 page, 6 page of the problem statement. But then suddenly when I read, I noticed that a lot of problems. When I check the objective, it's not balanced. Why this objective cannot be solved the problem? Why you need to propose this objective? This objective is actually waste because this objective cannot be solved any problem. Why you need to add another objective? Because you mentioned that PhD need more objective. No, you cannot be simply add objective without any problem. You cannot be make it simplified objective because you have a lot of problem. If you have a lot of problem, meaning that you have a lot of research objective. That another things you should be understand. You should be more realistic. Please remember my words. Every single problem you write in your problem statement need to be solved 100% through your research objective. That the first thing I check the thesis in this area. Why your problem statement and objective is not aligned. Okay. Okay, I get another question from Azhar. Where we can get written thesis research library online or portal? Okay, Azhar. I think that not today. Maybe we can start by next week, Azhar. I will be share with you some of website in order to get full thesis. Maybe I will be maybe I will be share with you about specific website from overseas and from Malaysia, how to get the full tech thesis. Okay, so first thing first, you can go to the UPSI library. In UPSI library, we have a platform in the online access in the library to get the full tech thesis under uh, ProQuest. I think that one of the access tool in the library is actually you using the ProQuest in order to get the full text. That's the first option. The second option, you can go the specific website. So I take time to explain about this, but I have specific slide and I can share about this maybe the following week. By next week, I will be explain a certain of website you can go in order to understand about in order to get more and more thesis. Okay, so please remember me, Azhar and friends. By next week, we start with our class. We share with the how to get full tech thesis. Okay, that's another topic we need to end on by next week. Okay, can Azhar? Okay, thank you. Your question. Okay, Inas, should we delve in the literature review before we start with the chapter A introduction? Okay, this is a part of. It depend on your supervision. Okay, in myself, let's say you are my students, I just mention to my student, you need start with the chapter 1. But the chapter 1, I just need less 5 page. Only. You can write 5, maybe you can write 4, maybe you can write 3. But you need to start. At least you have the research background, maybe 2, 3 paragraph, up to you. You have write a few paragraph on the problem statement, and then you write of your objective and research question. Maybe you can write only 3 page, maybe 4 page or 5 page. Then straight away go to the literature review. That I think that we can start on that. We cannot be go through literature review first without any problem, any issue, any problem, and any. You cannot be start write literature review without anything information about issue, problem, and objective. You need additive. I know that this is not final one, but you can start good start with little bit right on the issues, represent on research background. What's the problem? Represent on the problem statement and objective. Enough. Then you go to the literature review. That's my suggestion. We cannot go to straight way right to literature review without anything about the introduction. Just depends. My student only 2 page, maybe them 3, maybe 4 to 5. That's why I put less than 5 page. Okay. What's the difference between research gap, literature review gap, and research limitation? Okay, very good question from Ayub. Okay, research gap meaning that is become what the best word I to highlight lah. Is overall. Okay, we have thesis. Okay, we have thesis. The whole thesis we call that research gap. What the research gap? Meaning that research gap can be chapter 1, can be chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4, chapter 5. Okay, that we call the research gap. So we have specifically gap that Ayub mentioned, literature review gap. So literature review gap meaning that is from chapter 2. After you have done right in chapter 2, you have done complete chapter 2. Chapter 2 is your literature review. Okay. After you have done your chapter 2, what can you summarize? Yes, I can summarize whatever I have done in chapter 2. Your summarize, based on your summarize, that we call the literature gap. Because you read a lot, you have done right a lot, you can summarize a lot of the previous study looking about this matter. So basically, the country cover about this matter most on the Western company, American and UK company, Europe company, but very less study in the ASEAN. So more of study basically using the qualitative, it's not quantitative. Suddenly, from the literature review summary, you can get your literature review gap. Okay, so you go to the next chapter, methodology. Okay, so this methodology, you also write about methodology, what the suitable and the best method in order to answer every single your objective. Okay, here you have complete your chapter 3, done. What you can summarize your research methodology. From the summarizing your methodology, during the section of summarize of methodology, you can propose the methodological and analysis gap. Okay, you get my point? Okay, so we have literature review gap, we have methodological gap. Okay, all right. So we have also a discussion on the literature review gap. We can split two. In chapter 2, we can come out the literature review gap and empirical gap. But for me, just one only. Literature review gap also enough because literature review gap also cover on empirical gap. What is research limitation? Okay, limitation should be have chapter 1 and chapter 5. In chapter 1, we call that in our IPS UPSI format, we call that scope and research limitation. What can I write a limitation? Because in chapter 1, we not yet collect data. We don't have the data and analysis and finding. How we can write in limitation in chapter 1? So chapter 1, we call that expected limitation. What you expectation toward this thesis on limitation, jangkaan. Okay, that's a chapter 1. Chapter 5 is something like we call that limitation. You have done your research. As a researcher, we cannot do overall. You cannot do all the things. Every researcher, you need to have limit. Certain thing you cannot do because your scope exactly more specifically on this one only. So maybe a future you can be extend, do a same study, but you need to add another theory. You can add method, you can add analyze by using additional practices of methodology or theoretical. This part also highlight that some limitation you can highlight what's the limitation in your study, but this limitation can be suggestion for the next researcher. Yeah, for us, we highlight the limitation, but this limitation also become very good suggestion for next researcher in order to extend this topic. Okay, you get my point, Ayub? So about limitation, you should be differentiate from the chapter 1 and chapter 5, and then from the research gap is overall thesis. Okay, then we can go to specifically in your thesis, we have literature review gap, we have methodological gap, we have analysis gap, we have empirical. Empirical is something like finding gap. It's something like you can be specific one on research gap. Okay, right. Okay. I think this is really important. Discussion. Okay, that I mentioned early. So in our research methodology class, it's not just only one way. I really hope that I really hope so sorry I really hope to all my class and BRM class from a local student and international student from PhD and master, don't shy to ask the questions. Don't worry about how good the question is, but whatever that question you give to me in order to answer can assist, can help to your friend also. Some your friend may be shy to ask the question, but your question to help us in order to understand specific. Because based on your question, I know that the level of your understanding, maybe some my sharing is not fulfill your objective or your request. Some based on your question, it's very help me, very assist me in order to I'm prepared for the next week's class. So I notice from the students they want more specifically toward or more. I know that some of you may be very good start. Yeah, then we need to start very basic and earliest. What should be do as a researcher and PhD and master student? What should be right? Something like that. So this question will assist us in order to make a direction on the research methodology. So something like difference, but we cannot be make excuse because face to face class and online class, maybe we have some limitation also. But of course this is based on the international class. We have some of you from international, some of you maybe now in Malaysia, but maybe next week or next month you already fly your country. So we need to make our class through the online. But if you are if you are full-time student, if you stay in Tanjung Malim or you near to Tanjung Malim, if you want to have additional class in terms of face-to-face class, please remind me. So maybe we can set a special class for people need to have physical class. We can come up. It's not every week, but certain topic, a certain area we are cover online, but you need to more and more understand, so we can make on the physical class. But this one we can flexible, you know, the but our class is fully 100% is online. But I still need to think. Sorry, I still think that I maybe make it extra class for the people can meet and can go to the UPSI for the physical class. That's this is not final decision, but I think that I need to do that. But the 14 weeks, our class officially is actually online. Just you stay at home, but follow the class through the online. So my hope is questions. Okay. So if you have the question, so I'm happy to receive a question. Okay. All right. So this is some of the very I think that this is the last slide. Okay. This is the last slide. But this slide is important slide. But for the detail we discuss for the next week. Okay. Research background. The 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 simple words meanings can be simplified. What is research background? Is issues, research issues. Why you choose the topic? What the issues? More specifically, what's the research issues? Okay, but I can be accept issues or research issue. You can write either one. But the most important is research is issue. You cannot write a problem statement without issue. From this issue, you can conclude your problem statement. This issue can because the causes, and this issue a causes. in order to write a problem statement. Okay. In order to write the research background it's not based on reporting. Not just write research background, cite and cite and cite and cite. No. It's about the way you discuss. When I read your literature research, when I read your research background, it's something that you make it discuss. Okay. The way style to write a research background is discussion. It's not reporting. So we have the problem right now. Some student, they write thesis in reporting. So no reporting. Thesis is not reporting. Okay, very clear. Thesis is not reporting. Thesis is discussion. So what I put literature review is actually, you can see the number 1 and number 2 is literature review discussion. Whatever you write in the research background, very short. And just a few pages only for research background. But you need to write more detail in your literature review. Whatever you write in research background, you need to write again in the complete one. Details in literature review. Oh, meaning that in research background issues, you just write a very simple way. Because the full, if you want to more detail, the full version of research background, you can write in your literature review. For example, you want to highlight the issue from Rahman. The Rahman highlight that Malaysian have critically to assist people in order to get the job. From the in Malaysia, we have this, how we call that B40 people, to get the job and increase the social economic. This is from Rahman. But for me, I need to know detail. Who's Rahman? What Rahman study? What theory they use? What Rahman from their study using the method? What the instrument they use? What their analysis? What their finding? We cannot write all this matter in research background. Then you need detail out what is actually research on the Rahman in your literature review. Okay, then research background also, this is a really important thing to support your chapter 5 research discussion. Research discussion is a chapter 5. Okay, right. From this research background, then we can write on your problem statement. Problem statement really important to be aligned with the research objective and research question and research hypothesis. Because without problem, we cannot be propose objective. Okay, where your objective? Sorry, I cannot write my objective because I don't have the problem statement. Your answer is right. Okay. I'm not sure my objective I'm not sure that my objective correct or not because I don't prepare yet my problem statement. Yes, your answer is right. We can write the objective, but I'm not sure it's right or wrong because I don't have the problem statement. And that thing, we need to have both in order to check the alignment. That's your problem statement. It's aligned with the objective and research question. And then about the discussion, also is a problem statement, is something like in a chapter 5, you discuss. Okay, let's say you make a discussion for objective number 1. You have get all the analyze and then you get the finding. So you need to discuss finding from objective number 1. You need to discuss. In order to discuss finding from objective number 1, you need to relate and reflect in your objective, your problem statement. You now in chapter 5 discuss this finding support by literature also get the same finding. So what's next? So what? Your discussion only to highlight your finding similar with the previous finding only. Just enough. No. Discussion not right like that. You need to write more. So what's meaning? You already highlight. For objective number 1, this is the problem statement. Now you already get the finding for objective number 1. You need to answer for this finding, this finding prove that our problem on this blah 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 will be solved. Then you need to highlight your problem statement during your discussion. What for you write the problem statement, suddenly you not discuss? Okay, that's why I put there. So next, you know that how important a problem statement, meaning that whatever you write a literature review, you write methodology, you write discussion section, chapters, you still remember that your memory, what is your research problem. So the way you write is something like when people read my literature review, when people read my conclusion chapter, whatever my explanation is actually toward in order to solve my objective and problem statement. Okay. Then in chapter 1 also we have research objective, research question and research hypothesis. And then we need to understand about the operational definitions. And then we also need to know that how to write significance and limitation. So in chapter 1 in UPSI, so we have introduction, research 1 is introduction, 2 is research background, 3 is problem statement, 4 is research objective, 5 is research question, 6 our research hypothesis, 7 is operational definition, 8 is a significance of research, 9 is actually scope and limitation, and 10 is your research conclusion. So we have at least minimum 1.10. 1.1 to 1.10 is actually format thesis in UPSI in order to complete chapter 1. Not necessary limit how many page to write chapter 1. For me, it's very subjective. Okay, it's depend how clear actually based on your write. Some people can write 30 page, 30 in chapter 1, but it's not clear. It's not clear. Some people maybe write only 6 page, but it's very clear and just short, nice, clear, direct. Because whatever you write in chapter 1, you need to explain more in chapter 2. Why you need to write more? More specifically, don't make mistake, don't waste. Very clear, very straightforward, very short, straight, direct. That we call the chapter 1. This is actually depends whatever you write in chapter. It's not measured by page number. Okay, I think that if you don't have questions, so for the first week maybe I make more flexible. So I worry that that my approach, you learn many things today, so you cannot be captured, that you cannot be received the way my approach in order to teach you about the business research method. But my expectation is something like I just to make some very nice first class, a little bit to discuss about what is thesis, what is about research, how how good to be a researcher, what I should be doing in order to complete and finish my thesis. That's the only part I think that the main thing I want to share tonight on that areas. And this hope also can be assist you in order to make positive and motivate you in order to try to work smart and finish your thesis, whatever that this you somehow that I cannot be sorry, I can't to be very make it target, because it's depend on your research. It's good to say that every student should be achieve graded on time, GOT. But my honestly is actually depend on what actually you do. You can set a target and goal, but the research is journey. In myself, I cannot say that people do research 4 years and 5 years is not quality. No, some of researcher need more than 3 years. Because every step in your process, we have some limitation. Some when you go to collect the data, you cannot collect data one day, and you need to have some approval, some research ethic. You need to receive letter to go and visit the place to get the data. In order to get data is something like it's about time. Some when you do the experiment, so experiment cannot be do 1 week or 1 month. 1 month. In your topic is actually at least as fast as you can experiment the minimum 1 year to complete your experiment. Is something like the journey, the process. Okay, up to you. Okay, you can set a goal for the graded on time, but for me it's something like I need to find and make it a confidence to me in order to research how can I clear and understand all my objective. I know how to do. The thing is something like you need to be soft first. If you understand all the process of your objective, then you can control that I need to proceed this all objective. If you think that you can capable to proceed the whole objective, maybe you just can be complete maybe 4 years. But if you want to more realistic, because you are scholarship, you want to finish sharp in 3 years, maybe you need to consider delete the objective. There's something like once you delete the objective, maybe somehow okay for the PhD requirement, okay, but not complete, fully one. But if you want to make a fully one, you need to add another 1 year or 2 years. This is the risk you should be take in order to make a decision. But hopefully, whatever the decision is agree and support by your supervisor. Okay, all right. Okay, very good, Inas. They highlight to me, regarding your question, you want to provide us timeline, okay, for chapter distribution that can I help us to prepare for initial plan B. So I think there's one very good question for Inas. So today I just can make a general, okay, for the PhD student, okay, for me, the last semester, I think that for the proposal defense, your first target is proposal defense. So Inas, uh, the good semester to proposal defense is semester two, before you register semester 3. But optional, maybe you have certain thing to make it clear, maybe you can proposal defense in semester 3. Why? Semester 3, you can start your data collection. You can start your data collection. Some people can start data collection the early semester 3. Some people can be make a data collection during half or end of semester 3. Okay. Semester 4, actually, you have done your data collection. You have done data collection. Some of students, can start their analysis during semester 4. Maybe some of you collect analyze data is semester 5. But the best part is actually you have done analysis data in the semester 4 or early chapter 5. Why? Everyone need to spend one semester for writing. So you need to complete your writing in semester 5. Semester 6 for purpose presentation. We have two presentation. We call the pre-viva presentation, and then we have the viva. So I think that preparation for the pre-viva and viva in the last semester. This some the suggestion in us. It's a timeline for grading on time. Semester 1 and semester 2, you work hard for the proposal defense. Semester 3, you make a data collection. Semester 4, you have done your analysis and then come up with the finding. Semester 5 is complete your writing. You need to spend one semester to write again chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Chapter 6 is about the process pre-viva and viva, because in terms of process viva, you need to wait around 3 months to 6 months. The standard rate. Somehow, some people very lucky when you submit around 3 months, you can get the viva. Maybe some of you 4 months, every 5 months or 6 months. So if you want to get the JOT, you want to complete sampai viva. You have finished your viva during the 6th semester. So you can go back your country and your organization after complete 3 years. No need to think about viva or something like that. Make a correction also have that. So that the smart way if you want to finish on 3 years. Okay. But but I think that's part when we discuss is something like unfair to the researcher need to study different of research strategy. For example, qualitative case study. What else? Experiment. Very difficult to receive. Very difficult to finish 3 years. Something like that. You do grounded theory. Also very difficult. It's depend what type of the research strategy. This is your strategize. But I noticed that some of you are scholarship. Malaysia scholarship right now very tight. You need to complete during 3 years. So that you need to strategize. I think the good start is actually we can know that you are a good start or not. It depends on your proposal defense. If you can proposal defense in semester 2, actually you have the right track. If you proposal defense semester 3, you need to work more hard little bits. Okay. If you start defense proposal semester 4, now you in the stage you need to work hard. Because you quite late because everyone your member maybe have done analysis data, but you still not yet proposal defense. So we can discuss more detailed timeline after this. Okay. So next week we discuss 3 things. Once we can discuss about research grant. It's not research grant. About the database thesis, how to get full text thesis. The second one, so the question from Inas, maybe I can share with you the timeline on the strategize in order to complete thesis, where the best time to propose a defense, something like that. Very good question. I can prepare on that. Okay, last one from Nur Shafika. One question to clear my understanding of the master coursework. Okay, thank you, Nur Shafika. Don't worry, Shafika. Some my explanation, my argument and justification is something like always mention about the PhD student. For your information, Shafika, I have raised the idea. Should be our class business research methodology. We have 2 class. We have 1 class for master student, 1 class for the PhD student. Okay, but this semester, our decision on behalf to management way, we need to combine class for the research method for master student and PhD student. Okay, but I hope in future that class for research methodology we need to split according to level lah, master or the PhD. But this semester, okay, No Shafika and friends, we have I check the system. We have 8 student from the student from master, 3 student from international, 5 student from the local. Okay. Question for Shafika is to understanding about the master coursework. Is there research writing subject related to final project report subject? One, the proposal research and supervisor from it to fill in the student portal before. Okay, we call that project. Okay, No Shafika. In master master coursework, we have two. Sorry, this is a general information. We have three type of master. Master by research, master mixed mood, and master's coursework. Okay, your question is the coursework. Coursework is something like we call that mode C. Mode A is research, mixed mode is mode B, mode C is actually coursework. In mode C coursework, we only have project. We don't call the thesis. Tapi sounds the arrangement is thesis, but we call it project. Project meaning that you need to you can start right now. You can start right now to do some proposal. No need to proposal defense. You don't have the proposal defense. You can discuss straightly with supervisor. Let's say you plan master 1.5 year, setahun setengah. Okay, you can start right now. Choose a topic. Okay, get the supervisor. First thing first, you need to get the supervisor first, and then discuss the supervisor about the topic something. So you can start from semester 1, semester 2, then you can submit in semester 3. Okay, if you start in the semester 3, maybe you late. You can start in the first semester, but try to communicate the faculty to get your supervisor. But because for me, once first semester you have learned about the business research method, this is the best way you should be get your supervisor. You can get supervisor, but before you get the supervisor, maybe you need to what you call that, choose a topic, because maybe the faculty will be try to suit your titles research through the supervisor. And you need to have some put some what we call that, the topic, so the faculty maybe will be arranged which the supervisor to suit your topic. Then you can start, you plan, because in order to do assignment this class, we can start from that topics. Okay, that you can start from the first semester, you continue for second semester, you can submit the project in the third semester. So the flow is no proposal defense, no viva. You just submit, then we grading. Maybe you receive A or B. So the project evaluate by grade. Okay. Boleh no Syafiqah? That dapat point tu. Kan? Okay, okay, alright. I think that so you need to communicate with your friends. So let's say your program is MBA. So I believe that all the MBA this semester you have the specific WhatsApp group. Try to make some discussion with the faculty. Request them to get the supervisor. So once you get the supervisor, it easiest to us to start your project. Okay. Next class, will you please highlight what kind of support is expected for research supervisor? Number one is Inas, is communication, Inas. Communication. Basically, a lot of supervisor, a lot, it's not a lot lah. Most of supervisor is happy if you want to see your supervisor, uh, please bring your progress. Okay, don't see your supervisor without any writing. Yeah, you can start with your research pack. I think the good start for you when you need to discuss with supervisor, please write. Please start write. No need to write more, but complete these three area. Research background, problem statement, and objective. Try to write these three. Okay, you can write maybe 1 page, 2 page, or 3 page to complete these three. Then make an appointment to see your supervisor to discuss. Okay, please don't wait to discuss supervisor. So I think I have this semester I don't have many PhD number. For the main supervisor, I have only one student PhD. This afternoon, I already see my student. So my student start first meeting in the first week on this semester. So everyone should be take the opportunity to see your supervisor during this month, hopefully. And then at least you introduce yourself, so discuss a little bit in generally. But the second meeting, I think you can start with the discussion through your progress. It doesn't matter in terms of page number, but you need to write to show that your effort you have write something. Okay, that the common expectation from your supervisor. When you want to suggest to me the highlight what should be supervisor, what should be you do with your supervisor is something like really subjective enough, because every supervisor they have different strategies. I believe this one, you cannot be compared with my guidance with other supervisor. So they have some strategize to monitor and guide their student. The keyword here is actually communication and relationship. How that you need to create that situation so the supervisor happy, because you always make communication, and you try very make it a good relationship. It's not 1 week relationship. Okay, this is about 3 years relationship, that you should be know that how make it very good relationship with student and supervisor. We cannot be know what the best way to make it very good relationship with supervisor until you have meet 1 or 2 times with your supervisor. Then you know that, okay, that if you ask me, you give name your supervisor, I can give some what we call that, general characteristics, your supervision. But honestly, that you need to face directly your supervision in order to know the style, know how to the best way. Some of your supervisor maybe don't want to see the face to face. Maybe you can meet a Google Meet or Zoom, something like that. Maybe some your supervisor need to meet every week. Maybe your supervisor is something like I'm not sure that every supervisor they have different style. Okay. Okay, for the Malaysians, for the local students, so because in UPSI we can accept three language, but is you need to discuss with supervisor. You can write thesis in Bahasa Melayu, can write in English, or you can write in Arabic. Okay, but Arabic is not suitable for faculty management and economy. But you go to the Islamic department, you can write in Arabic. But for the this subject, if you plan to write your project for master student, let's say, or PhD student, if your thesis right now, you plan to write in Bahasa Melayu, so our assignment also you can write in Bahasa Melayu. Boleh, wajiblah. If you write your project or thesis in Bahasa Melayu, so regarding our assignment pun, you can write in Bahasa Melayu. Boleh. Based on the what exactly language you use in order to submit your thesis. So I think if you don't have question, I already checked. So I stop share. Okay. Thank you very much your commitment today. Hopefully you're happy for the first meeting about the class of business research method. Basically our timetable is 7 to 11. So I don't think that 7 p.m. is a good time to start our class. Okay. But we try to make it class actually 8 p.m. Not 8:30, but today is 8:30, but tomorrow it's not tomorrow. Next week we can start 8 p.m. We actually we try to get something beneficial from our sharing and discussion. It's not need to fulfill until 11 p.m. Okay. I believe that 3 hours in online is not easy. It's not easy way, not just only you and also me also. So I try to share, but I know that as the delivery and receiver, and so I think that we need to have quality periods in order to get some knowledge. So I try to make it blend. So because I have recording also, I have the video recording also from the previous slide. Maybe certain thing I just share the video recording. Okay. Some topic area maybe we need to discuss in online. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you very much. I think that I can be stopped. Thank you for your commitment today. So we continue for next week. For new student, it's not yet registered. Please go to the faculty and MPS to register this subject because this compulsory. If you not pass this subject, you cannot submit your thesis. Okay, wajib lulus. You need to pass this subject. Okay, for master student, this is grading. So you need to hopefully to target to get A plus. Okay, in order to make sure your pointer as a total pointer is good. Okay, so okay, see you next week. Thank you very much. I'm sorry if anything, my language or my interpretation or whatever that I'm share have some mistake, and so I say sorry very much. So thank you, thanks again. We meet the same day at same time for the next week. Assalamualaikum and selamat sejahtera.